Hello guys, welcome back to the stream, and today is our day 8 of streaming my project that I'm going to be doing. And apparently yesterday I got a bug that told me for a while, and because I wanted to make this a mono repo so that we can house the front end and the back end in the same place as a single repository. So I'll just try and see whether we can solve that problem today, because there's always bugs that help us build a good solution. So personally, I got the challenge and moving to solve this issue. So we'll try and see how we can solve this. I don't know why our dependency injection was working okay, then all of a sudden now it's not working. We'll see how to solve that out. So one thing is converting this. It's fairly easy, but now getting everything to work together is now the problem. So we need to solve that issue so that seed just set up stream. Okay, with this can go ahead and proceed from where we left. Just turn off notifications and seed. Okay, so let's continue from where we left off. The stream is clear. Yeah, so all is good. For those who are just joining, welcome to the stream. Don't know, what I usually do is I do a lot of JavaScript, and TypeScript has been something that I use a lot. Try to take the challenge for building something with it. I hope that with this we can can really make great software. So yesterday I started off by I did a setup for the tests, and also figured out how to do the dependency injection for the tests whenever we run the test, because it's running in isolation aside from the one we are using. So we had created a folder, so we had an issue, and what happened was we couldn't really this project couldn't run actually. If I run this on dev, this would launch our front end, which is currently running on port 3000. And unfortunately, I think I'd removed the front end. So let me go into packages and create a front end project and create Vite. Then I'll just name this front end. Then I will use React like that. Then we can come back to the root of the project. Then run yarn to install the dependencies. They should resolve dependencies for both the front end and the back end, being that it's a monorepo. So everything else will be housed in the context of our packages. So we have the back end, we have the front end here, and this means that we need to set up scripts. So we had set up some scripts in the package.json to be able to run these projects. That is for each and every one of the development, the build, and we also have we'll set up the linting and testing. So far, if you are working with a monorepo, I personally prefer either PNPM or yarn for the workspaces. So for the workspaces, that means you'll need to, when doing the isolation, so you need to install things in the, I need to remove this. Yeah. Then delete the yarn lock. So meaning packages for project X will be housed in project X, but the node modules folder will be in the outside folder, which put so what we'll do here is to, let me just confirm if the backend, sorry, if the backend has these packages. So we have retest, patch, Inversify. So they're here in the front, in the backend. So I'll just run a yarn again so that all the dependencies are resolved. We generate a new yarn lock. So yarn usually caches, so sometimes you might get issues with your dependencies. So just remove the node modules and delete the yarn lock. It's done. So then here we can just say we add front end day 8. This one now we add front end project to the monorepo. Add this. So we'll sync this our project. So everything is in sync. Welcome viral tech. Thank you. So we had converted this to a monorepo. So the issue is if we run let me just get the front end so that whatever we have here is in sync. So I'll just think if you need the project link to the code is description. So I'll just paste here truly pass here port, make it port 3000, then leave it at that. And now if stop server and rerun it, so if I run yarn dev, we are getting this error of no matching bindings found for invasive for the service identifier string. But what does this give us? It's the API server. So this is the issue we are facing. So did some digging. Now if we go to the browser, we can see we have front end running and the back end also running, but the back end is not up because we are getting this error. So try to look into this. The API server is now at the root of our backend. Yeah, just the 8. I just started using day numbers for daily commits, I think since 6, so that if you need to follow through the changes that I have made a given day, you can visualize. You say day 1, this is what changed. So I can use D8 as the prefix, then now add the message. So this is change content run script for dev. So I'll just add this and commit. So I commit and sync. So if you've been following, we had these when the packages go to the backend, and observe keenly. Let me just run the tests here. Backend. So if I test the backend, you see the tests are passing, and that means the tests are passing, and the only tests we did was in the API client, then in the auth, where there's utility for getting client IP, which was to take a request and get the IP address and return. So it should match these inline snapshots, and it's working okay. And with this also, you can see we were doing dependency injection, with which you can see we used our dependency container to resolve this. But now if we run our development, what you see is no matching bindings found for service identifier. But if we look at the contents of the, if we inspect, we try to inspect our DI. So let me just go to the index. Then now if you need to like visualize an object detail, you can use this inspect tool from the util, which is built in Node.js, and we'll just try to log and see in our dependency injection container, we'll pass these colors. Then after passing those colors and make it compact, then now if we try to log this, you'll see in here we have all the classes that have been injected in here. That is the API schema validator, get user service, get all your users controller, all these can be resolved within, and they're in this the dictionary map for the dependency container. And lastly, here we have the API server. So this API server, it's unfortunate that it's available here, but the only problem is we cannot resolve it. Yeah. So let's try and see whether we can solve this issue. So with this API server, you can see we just define a normal class the same way we were doing it for these other ones, and it shouldn't be any different. So apparently here in the constructor we have parameter which we've assigned it a default value. So with this default value means that if we don't pass anything, then it should solve that. I think this might be the point of issue. Just extract and put it here. Make that API server. Now if I refresh, you'll see that our app is now running and the issue is fixed. So to mitigate this, we need to set the app name here. So we'll rename this to underscore name. Then we can use our getters and setters. Set name, which will be assigned, and we can also get the name. It should be able to solve for us the issue, and we are up and running. So with this, you can see we have fixed the issue that we were having yesterday, which was causing us, I think, caused me a lot of panic. Why this wasn't working, but see now it's working. So that's how I found. I think it's kind of a really deep thing, but